Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're ready. All right. Hit the button, bestie. All right, we're back. It's me, Nigel T. Best, and
Sai Hearn.
Sai Hearn, indeed. What a dude. We're here, Business Profit Club podcast. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're on the YouTube, you'll see the thing at the bottom just moving along. Subscribe, notify, share, ding the dong, whatever
Ring
it
the
is.
bell.
Ring the bell. Ring my bell. And get us in there. That'll be perfect. Thank you very much. And if you're on the podcast, go to Apple Podcasts and write us a review.
Wonderful.
Now, you're probably thinking, well, why would I do that? Because I haven't heard anything that you've said. What's the point in that? You need to give me some value. So we're going to give you some great value today because we're going to be talking QR codes.
And how important and powerful they can be.
Couldn't have said it better myself. They really are. Now, you've probably seen them all over, and I've got one just in front of me. And it came, I'm holding it up to the screen, it came with my headphones. Okay, so it was in the headphone stuff, and it says on it, register on the official website, and you get the warranty. And it's offering me 2 years warranty. Get one of the gift options below. So you could get anything, an item of their products, a storage pouch. They don't say what you could store in that pouch, but for some might be necessary, and a 40% off coupon. And that's pretty good. And all you have to do, you don't have to type in anything. The beauty of the QR codes is you just hold it up to your phone, open the camera app, hold it up, and the computer knows exactly what to do. Doesn't it? On your phone.
It does indeed. Yeah.
And what does it do?
Opens up a URL.
And a URL is?
A website. It opens up, gives it a direction to go, a goal to go to.
Yeah, it says, here's an instruction, carry out this instruction. And on this one, it takes you to the official website and, boom. Now, you're probably thinking, yeah, I've seen them, so what?
I don't think that they're being utilised to the full potential there can be.
And what do you think that full potential is, Sai?
Well, Nige, I think they should be going through to a chatbot.
Oh,
Why a chatbot, you may ask?
I'm liking it. Why a chatbot?
I will tell you.
Good man. I'm liking the way this is going.
So when you go to the chatbot, you are then going into a Facebook Messenger where you can be given value. You can give the customer more value. You can, wait for it, get their email address so that this customer is no longer just a customer of, say, for example, Amazon or any big company that you've got, but it's actually going to be your customer on your list.
All right, so there's a lot of things there. High-level view of how important this is. Essentially, this QR code is the gateway to you grabbing extra leads, extra information about your customers. So instead of losing them, so what you're saying is you could have a product or a service that goes through Amazon. Amazon will not tell you who's bought it.
Nope.
So you are in the dark. You might make 100 sales a day, but you don't get any details about them. So how would you ever know who to go back to and target again with other products, with additional sales? The answer is you don't, do you?
No.
But
it's like Secret Santa.
Secret Santa. There you go. Where did that come from?
North Pole.
Rummaged around in your sack and pulled that one out. But yeah, so what do? You put a little piece of paper in with a QR code, and what does it do? If it links to a website, if it links to a registration, so if you're saying, hey, register the product, all you need to do is put your email in. Yeah. And then if you've got anything, they're offering a bonus for doing it. You're talking about chatbots, which, I mean, we love. Hey, Business Profit Club, we love the chatbots because they are so uber powerful. And you're talking about that. Why? Because it puts them into a messenger chatbot. And as you say, you can just get people's emails.
But it also segments the audience as well into the chatbot.
Segments the audience. So you could ask them in Messenger, you could ask them a question.
Yeah.
Do you like listening to music or do you like listening to a podcast? Because these are headphones.
Yeah.
And why is that important? Well, if you've got an offer on music, you send it to the people that like music. If you've got
100%.
something about podcasts, you send it to the people that like podcasts. So Messenger's already segregating just because you ask a couple of simple questions.
Yeah.
You can tag them,
Yep.
identify it,
Create a custom audience in Facebook.
create a custom audience, and go back and target people who, up until now, you didn't know who was buying your stuff on Amazon.
No.
Using a QR code, you have now not only found who your customer is, but you've segmented them, you've tagged them, and you've identified them as potential future customers for certain products. And what pisses people off most is when they get adverts for products they're not interested in.
Correct.
So if you can find out more about your customer and only send messages to them that you think they would appreciate, how's that going to affect your sales?
Big time.
Big time. It's going to increase them.
If you think about it, like, just say, for example, you bought those headphones, which you obviously did, and you clicked on there.
Yeah, didn't steal them.
Now,
Yeah.
I know that you've got a dog. I don't think you've got a cat. Have you got a cat?
Yeah.
Well, let's just say, for example, not you. Forget you.
You've obviously never seen my pussy.
But
What? Why are you laughing?
what's your cat called?
Flo.
Flo. It's actually going with the flow.
No, and it's nothing to do with chatbots. It's FLO.
Yeah.
Flow. Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's go with me. Let's forget about you for a minute.
All right. That was quick. That was quick.
I prefer dogs to cats.
Okay.
Well, not even prefer. I have a dog, but I don't have a cat.
Okay. Did you know it was raining cats and dogs out there? I knew that because I just stepped in a poodle.
Oh,
we can cut that one out.
Yeah, no. We'll keep it in. We'll keep it in. But
anyway, you prefer dogs.
Well, let's not even say prefer. Let's just say what you've got, cat or dog.
Okay.
Now, from that one sale,
hang on. Why has this question appeared? Where's this question come from?
This question's come from because when we're asking questions to the customer in the flow,
yeah.
Have you ever noticed when you bought something, you always
so the QR code? I've scanned the QR code. I've opened my camera app.
Yeah.
In the phone, I've held it over the QR code,
and
it's taken me to a question in Messenger, which is part of our chatbot. And that first question says, well, the first thing says, "Hey, great to see you."
Yeah.
And it even knows my name.
Yeah.
Great to see you, Nige. Thanks so much for clicking on this. Just to let you know, we'll register your product and everything. But just out of interest, bit of an off-the-wall question.
Do you have a cat or a dog?
There you go. Do you have a cat or a dog? And you're thinking, well, what? And then because it's just a button, cat or dog,
people do it.
People tap it, don't they?
People are quite passionate about that sort of thing as well. If they're a dog lover or a cat lover, they'll say, I've got a cat.
Yeah, there you go. Now,
if they've got both, let's not forget this one. If they've got both, there'll be a button for both.
Yes, so it'd be cat, dog, both.
Yeah.
So you've asked this first question. You might think that's a bit random. I wonder where this is going. And a lot of people will tap that button because it's so easy to do on your phone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, cat, got a cat. Yeah, and there you are, tap it. Okay, what happens next? What have we done there?
So what you've done there is you've not only found somebody that you didn't know who they were, so your customer that you had, you've now got an identity to them because you've got the Facebook profile, you've got the,
We've got their name.
Yeah, we've got their name.
We've got their first name, definitely, because it's already popping up.
You've asked a question.
We've asked a question.
Do you like cats, dogs? You can then segment them and tag them with got a dog, got a cat. And then just say, for example, there's a product that comes out
that
you're looking to promote to do with a cat or a dog or both. You then could target those specific people, laser targeting, and offer them another product.
Because there's nothing worse than offering a cat person a dog product. I mean, it's tantamount to, slapping them in the face, isn't it?
Exactly.
So this is it. So say I had bought a pet bed.
Yep.
And these pet beds, depending on the size of your animals, sometimes you've got a small dog, big cat, they might cross over. and you don't know, so you've sold them a pet product. You didn't know their name, so they bought it through Amazon. You didn't know their name. Amazon take big fees, and you're thinking, this is not good. I'm making sales, that's good, but I don't know. I can't follow up because I don't know who the customer is. I've got other pet-related products that I think would be great, but I can't get back in front of these people because I know nothing about them, and Amazon aren't giving me any details. But I slip a little QR code in with that pet bed, get them to scan it, and the first question is, as you say, do you have a cat, a dog, or both?
Yeah.
Then you split them into 3 groups. And then you think to yourself, well, what else do I have in my pet store? Well, I've got cat things, I've got dog things, and I've got things that could apply to both.
Yep.
So next time you're going out and you're thinking, do you know what? I've captured their email through the chatbot.
Yep.
Which is easy to do, and we can show you how to do it.
All you have to do is tap a button, and you've got their email. Yeah,
we've got some chatbot training coming out, and we'll show you how to do that. It's really easy. So not only do you have a name, an email, but you've also now found out who likes cats, who likes dogs, and who likes both. How powerful is that when you want to go back and put a product in front of them on an email? So if you emailed, say, John, who's a dog lover, and you sort of say, hey, look, I've got these other doggy things, that would be really good. Because let's go back to Amazon. You know, when you click on something in Amazon, what does it tell you? It often says things like, people that bought this also bought that. And people that bought this and this to go with it as a bundle. Yeah. That's all you're trying to recreate. You're trying to recreate that ability to target people with similar products, other things that are complementary, other things that other people did, and there's something powerful about, tell me what you think, right? If you're uncertain about a product and you're thinking, I think this is the one for me. Yeah. But then it says, people that looked at this also looked at that and then bought both. You probably think, hey, well, if they've done that, then that makes me feel a bit more confident that I'm looking at the right thing. And then you can have a look at, maybe click on a review and it says, oh yeah, my dog loves this. That, you were a warm lead, now you're a red hot lead, and now you've just had confirmation from someone. Boom. And it's there.
You've just summed up another massive, powerful point about a chatbot as well.
Hey, I didn't even know I'd done that. Go on.
When you were talking then about people buying with what other people do.
Yeah.
People do follow, and they do want to do what the majority of people are doing. Definitely want to do what the majority of people are doing. But how powerful would it be if, when you've taken them through the chatbot, you've got their email address, that you then ask them to leave a review about the product that they've bought? If that review is 4 or 5 stars, you could then send them through to a Google review or to a review on your page or your web page. If it's 1, 2, or 3, you can ask what the problem with it is. And then you can deal with that problem there and show your customer service. The power of reputation nowadays and the branding increases sales. So if you think of any page that you see where you're buying something, it has a list of testimonials saying, oh, this was wonderful, this did this for me, oh, I felt like this. And if it didn't have that, your mind wouldn't be emotionally swayed as much, because it'd be all logic and people buy on emotion.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. When you're looking for a TV and you see one, and there's 2 of them, both priced exactly the same amount, and one's got 3 reviews and one's got 3,000 reviews, I'm telling you now, there's only one TV you're going to buy there. Now, here's the thing. The people that reviewed those TVs, I doubt they bought 25 TVs and did a side-by-side comparison. They just didn't. No. They just got it and they said, hey, I'm happy with it.
Yep.
That's all they're doing. And what do we want? We want that comfort blanket of thinking, hey, I've not made a bad choice. Buyer's remorse, they call it, where somebody buys something and then they think, actually, this was a bad buy. You know, I'm not too sure about this. If you give people enough confidence in the fact that, you know, other people did this and other people liked it, then they look at it and they go, oh, no, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. And they get confidence and they don't have buyer's remorse. But this whole rabbit hole started from a QR code that was there. Now, it doesn't have to be in some packaging of something you bought. You could print one and put it on your car. Yeah. You could have one, print it out and put it on the back of your phone.
Yeah.
And if we're ever allowed to meet people again in person, you know, you'd be able to just, you know, if they said, oh, what do you do? How do I get in touch? Just show them the QR code and that'll link it in.
Yeah.
And you could immediately get people's contacts and send them the info. So one of the great things you could do, here, just going off track it a little bit, if you gave a presentation, I've done it where people will say, oh, have you got your slides for that presentation? That was really useful. You just go, oh, yeah, here you go. And you just show them the QR code and that links to a chatbot. And they just go, do you want the slides? And it goes, yes. And the slides get sent straight to their phone. Whilst they're stood there and they tap a couple of buttons and the slides appear on their phone, I mean, they look at you and they go, me, that was good.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't they?
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And these QR codes, you're right, underused. It's, you know, there's so much value in there, I think, for people. And they're missing out on it. So I think we need, I don't know if that funky strut came through, but there we go. How about this one? There we are. You can't hear it still, can you?
I can't hear it now.
You just look at me blankly. But there we
go. I'm
go.
good at looking at you blankly.
Stop calling me blankly. So there we are, the QR code. So this was just what sparked off. Now, Sai, it's obviously heavy technical. You've got to be a coder. You've got to be really important. You've got to be, you know, really on it and a bit of a geek to be able to create a QR code, haven't you?
No.
Why is that?
Because you can basically just go to a website and create one. Put your link in, and that's it, done.
There are things out there that will create a QR code for you. You've got to understand what you want to put that in there in the first place. So there's no point putting, I don't know, say Google's website. That would be a bit stupid, and then getting a QR code for that, because that's where they'll end up, Google.
Yeah.
So you've got to have a resource or somewhere to send them. But
I think a lot of people think you've got to design the QR code. Well, you don't. They're pre-done. So when you're thinking of that, you think, oh, I don't know where to put this square and that square. Well,
yes,
you don't need to.
It's computer generated.
Yeah, that's it.
Computer generated. But the thing is, I don't reckon many people know that it's as easy as just opening the camera app. You don't even take a photo. You just hover it over the QR code and it just zaps it and does whatever you've programmed it to do.
Yeah.
It's a clever bit of kit. But what we're thinking is, okay, people aren't putting this out there. People aren't using QR codes. People aren't understanding the power of QR codes. And for people who are in e-commerce, who are on Amazon or other places where you're making sales, but you're missing out on the customer information, this is super important. Here's another one. So you know I'm involved in property and stuff. Okay. Have you heard of Airbnb?
I have indeed.
And Booking.com?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's been hit hugely with coronavirus and what have you, but there's still an awful lot. So we're in the UK, an awful lot of Airbnb in this country. So people renting out properties for short-term holiday lets.
Yeah.
Okay. When they do it through Airbnb and when they do it through Booking.com, how hard is it? You mentioned it earlier about getting reviews and stuff. How hard is it to engage with people there? And how hard is it to find out a little bit more about them? And also, how much are the fees that you have to pay these big sites to rent your property through them? The answer is, it's hard to find out who was in the property.
Yeah.
It's hard to get reviews, and it's expensive in terms of commission to pay these sites to do it. But how about this? What if when they check into the property, you get them to just you have a QR code and just say, hold your phone up. They say, why? I said, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to link you to our chatbot. And they go, oh, what's that? I said, don't worry, it's all automatic. Well, what will it do? He said, well, what it does is it'll give you information about the Wi-Fi and everything here in the property. It'll tell you where the nearest restaurants are. It'll tell you where the tourist attractions are. And if you wish to come back and stay again, we'll give you a 10% discount if you book direct through this link. Now, when you're paying 20% commission to Booking.com, 10% discount for them, it's 10% cheaper. But you actually get 10% more.
Crazy world.
Now, that all comes from a QR code and understanding how to put one together and what to put on it and how to link it and do all the rest of it. But there you go. But yeah, Airbnb, Booking.com, properties, you have got to be so careful about your reputation, as you say, and your reviews. So if you ask that question, how was your stay?
Yeah.
Was it 5-star? Or was it 4, 3, 2, or 1? And depending on which one they tapped, the 5-star is the only one that goes to Airbnb.
Yeah.
It's the only one that goes to Google. It's the only one that goes to Booking.com. If it was a 1, 2, 3, or 4, it goes into a separate flow, separate set of questions, and it says, oh, what could we have done better?
Yeah.
And all the rest of it. And what does that mean? It means you only get 5-star reviews being pushed forward to websites.
Clever.
That's pretty powerful, isn't it? So simply having a QR code and understanding where you're sending people could get information about your customer.
Yeah.
Could drive higher quality reviews. It could head off the ridiculous negative comments and reviews that you get when people kind of sometimes, I've had one in a business. He said, oh, brilliant. Nigel and his son were amazing as hosts for the event. It was absolutely fantastic. 3 stars. And you go, well, that was bloody ridiculous.
Doesn't marry up, that,
no.
does it?
Anyway, so what you can do there, you can identify those. Then you can go back to them and get sales coming through direct. Earn more money whilst the person pays less. It's got to be worth doing. So why aren't people doing it?
No idea, but
well,
hopefully people learn from this today.
And what we will do is we will put in the show notes, we will put in a link where you can find out more about how to do this, how to create this, because we're putting together a chatbot course as well, so that people can learn how to do this themselves, create something like this, attach it to a QR code, get it printed out on one of those magnets, slap it on your car. And when you're driving around, your car's parked up, people might just hover over it and, hey, how cool would that be? Tradesman, if you're a tradesman out there, electrician, plumbers, have one on your van.
Yeah, 100%.
Straight to a booking app, straight to information, straight to rates, hours, what areas you cover. You could put it all on your QR code. Folks, wake up to
the QR code.
QR code, indeed. And told you this before, what's QR stand for?
Quick response.
You bastard. Yeah, it does. Yeah, he knows everything, does Sai? Hey? Did you know that? He knew that as well. He knew everything. There we are. Anyway, Sai, QR code. We're going to keep coming back to it. We're going to keep talking about chatbots because we're going to show you and talk about ways that this can really be utilized and got done.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Grow your business because it's Business Profit Club, all about business, all about profit, all about being in our club.
What I would say is,
Here he goes. Come on.
If you've listened to this today and you think that this could benefit your business, or you think that this was a good idea and you've enjoyed listening to it, please leave us a review, as we've discussed today.
Yeah, get in touch with us as well.
Drop us an email.
At Business Profit Club, which is our Instagram. Drop us an email, which is hello@businessprofitclub.co.uk.
Yeah.
And we'll pick that up and get back in touch with you. If you want to be on the podcast, holy schmoly, who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't want to be on the podcast? Of course you want to be on the podcast. And if you want to be on the podcast, then all you need to do is get in touch and tell us why you think you should be on the podcast. And who knows? You may well be there.
Or be square.
Like a QR code.
That's it.
And that, my friend. Now, what I would suggest is that you listen beyond the closing title music, because there's often us just
bumbling.
Yeah, the odd comments. You know, when you leave a Marvel superhero film too early, and in the it's somewhere in the credits at the end, there's the big reveal as to what's really happened and what's going to happen next time.
That's it.
And loads of people miss it because they're up, aren't they?
And they're out.
Up, throw all the rubbish on the floor and leg it.
That's it.
And they miss it. So don't listen right to the end. But anyway, for now, this is me, Nigel T. Best.
Me, Si Hearn.
Saying thank you very much for listening. Right, there. Now I wonder if anyone stayed and listened.
I wonder if they did.
There's not a lot. You normally say the last word anyway. What's your last word?
Last word.